Hey guys, how's it going? Good morning. Let me go set this room up real quick and then we can get started. Got that set up right there. That's good. Today's October 5th. I'll put out in place over here. All right. That's good. All right. So let me get the Zoom link out for you guys here in the premium as well. Start letting people in. All right, here we go. All right, cool. People are gonna start making their way in right now. Let me finish setting this up right here. Hey guys, morning. And continue letting people into the room before we get started. 6:20 right now. We got 20 minutes till market open, so we still have a lot of time. Yeah, so I did see a couple news events this morning from CNBC. A lot of this stuff right here. U.S. faces recession if Congress doesn't address the debt limit, the debit limit within 2 weeks, and they're going to figure it out. They always do. This always goes on. Every time that something like this happens, it either gets pushed back or whatever happens, they figure it out. This news over here as well, just, stocks making moves in the market, pre-market. Just trying to see if there's anything here that's part of US 30. Johnson & Johnson, probably this. This is probably going to be J&J submit application for Food and Drug, basically FDA authorization of the booster shot. So I'll probably positive for them, but I don't really see too much else. So let me just let everybody join in. Once everyone's in the room, then we can get started with our analysis. 6:21 right now. We have about 9 minutes till market open. Let me pull up the charts over here. All right. So I'm still drawing these like high lows, guys. If I do see like the risky entries, like I mentioned, I'm going to be forward testing the strategy with you guys here live. There's no specific requirements that have been set in place yet, because the thing is, this is a very subjective strategy. So for me, it's like I can see the entries just by looking at the chart. We don't really have anything specific that we're looking for per se, but I will be forward testing it so you guys can see what I'm looking at here. But we're mainly going to be focusing on the strategies that we're already applying. So just to make sure that you guys don't get confused, this strategy hasn't been established yet. This is something I've been using over the years, and pretty much like the strategy I've been using to lock in all these profits. I don't even know if I sent my profits yesterday, but I did have some pre-market profits. Obviously I'll send them in a little bit once we take our next trades. But yeah, so other than that, let's start analyzing. So it's 6:22 right now. We have about 8 minutes till market open. I'm going to confirm the futures data right now. It's currently up 130 points. So it's pretty bullish pre-market. We'll see what happens when the market actually opens out. Looking at retail sentiment, we're currently 56% long. So it does have somewhat of a long bias, but it's not very strong. Going back to the technicals over here, let's take a look at the bias here. So the bias here on the 1 hour is currently bullish. The 1 hour isn't really all that important, but it's currently, I wouldn't say necessarily strong bullish, because the trend meter over here is blue and price is just above, but it's a big red candle right here. So this can easily swing below. Going over here to the 10-minute, the 10-minute is currently bullish. Reason for that is because price is above the pivots, trend meter is red, but you can see price is currently making its way down below the pivot. So if it makes its way down, it can easily shift to a sell. Looking over here, the 3-minute, it was bullish all throughout London session right here. You can see from London all the way up, it was bullish. And then now it's making its way below. So now it's bearish. So as you guys can see, if you go from the higher time frame to the lower time frame, you can kind of see where price is going. It looks like it's starting to shift to the downside, because right here on the 1 minute, it's also bearish. Reason for that's because price is below the pivots and the trend meter is red. Looking at this right here, this would be a risky entry if this closes below this line. However, I'm not going to take it because Market's going to open in about 7 minutes. I don't want to get caught in that spike of volatility, but I will mark it up here just to show you guys, because we are forward testing the strategy right here. If this closes below here, this is going to be the entry for that risky strategy that we were talking about. So looking at this right here, I'm not going to take it, like I mentioned, guys, because market's going to open in 6 minutes. I don't want to get caught in the volatility spikes, but we'll follow it just because, you know, we're forward testing the strategy to see how it works. Obviously, this is not a good time to take it, but we'll see how it plays out from now until market open. All right, so we have a indecisive trend right now. I mean, I guess so. 1 minute is bearish, 3 minutes bearish, 10 minutes. If this moves below, then they're all going to be bearish. So we'll see what happens when this candle closes in the next 5 minutes or so. It can probably be below here. If that happens, then we're going to have a bearish bias for the technicals. Looking at the fundamentals, it's currently bullish, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be bullish when the market actually opens. So we'll see what happens in the next 6 minutes or so. And going back over here to this, to the risky scalp, we'll see how this plays out. I'm not in this position, or just following it. Reason why I'm not in it, again, is because market's opening in 6 minutes, and we can get a volatility spike either to the upside or the downside, and we don't want to get caught in that, you know, manipulation, because market's going to open soon. But yeah, other than that, we'll see what's next. I'm like really tempted to enter it because it looks like it's going to come crashing back down when the market opens, but I'm not going to do it. We'll just follow through with it right here, just so that we can be aware of, you know, how it's moving, because that's the only way to really test these 1 minute strategies, because the data only goes back so far. You have to forward test it. So this is going to be high low full TP. So if it comes down, it's going to trigger this, and we'll get an alert. It's just too close to market open, so I'm not going to enter it, obviously. We got 5 minutes, guys. So 5 minutes to market open. Let me check this over here, see who's in the room. Morning, Christopher. Morning, David. Morning, Delmas. And we also have news coming up in about 20 minutes. Thanks for letting me know, Christopher. And Delmas, I did see your message. Sorry, I didn't get back to you because I wasn't online yesterday. But I know I saw your message for the requirements for the strategy here. There isn't really much of a requirement here, you know, with regard to this. The only thing that we're looking for is when price breaks and closes past a low or a high. That's why it's called the K2 high-low strategy. Basically, we're waiting for price to break below a low or a high, and then we're only trading the direction of momentum. So like, for example, here we have a sell signal when price breaks below the low. Like, for example, over here, I'll just go back to this right here, because this was an actual entry that I was going to take, but I missed it. So looking at this right here, you can see that price broke and closed below this low. We had a sell signal right here, so we would have entered this as well for a sell right there, right? Using the same strategy. So like using that right there, if we would have taken that and we let the trade run, it would pull back a little bit, then it would went straight to full TP. So there's only like 2 requirements there, but it's still subjective. There's different things to look at. So we don't have a set in stone, you know, requirements yet. That's why I can't really give you something to look at specifically. It's kind of that, plus you add on your, you know, your other confluences or whatever else you want to add to it. So morning, Brian. Morning, Ardonis. Morning, Randall. Morning, Adrian. Morning, Jay. Morning, Essa. Morning, Miles. Yeah, this is NFP week. Guys, keep that in mind. This is NFP week, so we do have a lot of news coming. Sorry, let me refresh this real quick. Today's Tuesday. We do have high impact news at 7 o'clock, which is ISM services. This is definitely going to affect the market, so we'll be looking out for this as well. So basically what we're going to do here is we're going to be looking for a breakout, and then after the breakout, we might look for like maybe a couple of scalps. Otherwise, we'll be chilling until after 7, because that's when the news happens. And this is what I was just mentioning earlier, guys. This is why we don't want to take trades so close to market open. Market opens right here at 6:30. So let me just mark a line right here so that you guys can be aware. We wouldn't want to enter a trade like 30 minutes. No, 30 minutes is kind of big. Maybe like 20 to 10 minutes before market open for the New York Stock Exchange, which is 6:30, because you get a lot of this manipulation here. But what could happen here is probably it will push up slightly, and then when the market actually opens, it'll just spike back down. And that's why we don't like to trade anywhere near market open for any session. So like midnight my time, that's when London opens. That's why I usually stop trading. If I'm trading Asia session, I'm probably done trading like 2 hours before that, because the market starts to shift. Same with US session. I don't trade between like 6 to 6:30, because that's when the market starts to move kind of funky. And then same with with Asia session, right? Asia session opens 2 p.m. my time Pacific. I usually don't trade until maybe like 4 or 5 when the market's actually stabilized. And these are just little things that you guys pick up on as you guys practice and as you guys start to apply things. So let's see what happens here. And just a reminder, guys, we're not in this position right here. This is such something that we marked up so that we can follow. I should probably, I'll just leave it there for now because we're going to analyze the fundamentals anyways once the market actually opens. Yeah, and Miles said Trap Tuesday and NFP. Interesting. Exactly. Tuesday is usually Trap Tuesday. A lot of people call Tuesdays Trap Tuesday because there's a lot of traps that get set up, you know, in the market. So, all right, market is opening in about 20 seconds. So in about 20 seconds, we'll confirm. We're going to confirm the fundamentals first, and then we're going to confirm the technicals to make sure they're going the same direction. And then we'll probably check on the retail sentiment to see how, you know, obviously that's working. But I don't think it's really going to have a huge impact today because it's kind of low. It's like 56%. It's not really in the 60s yet. Hey, Kenny, morning. Morning, Robert. Morning, Marcus. Morning, everybody. All right. And just a reminder, guys, when the market opens, oh, actually, it's already open. I'm not going to be answering any more questions. Let me just close the chat. All right. And there you go. Price drops below. Let's go over here real quick. Confirm this. Refresh. All right. So it's currently bullish right now, 127 points in the green. Let me refresh this over here as well. This is also bullish right here. Lastly, this is bullish too. So the fundamentals are currently bullish right now. You guys can see the big spikes in price right here, right? Huge spike, like huge candle right here. This is why you don't want to trade on open because you might get caught on the wrong side. You can see how price goes up and it goes down, and see what happens here. We have a bullish bias for the fundamentals. So what we might, there you go, full TP off the strategy I just mentioned. So as you guys can see, the strategy works very well. It's just risky when you trade on open. So full TP there, we're not going to count that. I'm just going to show you guys because we're forward testing this. I saw the entry, I marked it up, showed you guys that it worked perfectly fine, right? And this is why we have a wide stop loss because we have a safety net. If your stop loss was too close, you would have gone stopped out before it would have hit your TP. You know, some people just don't understand how that works, but it is what it is and it works. So there you go. There's an example of the strategy that I'm currently working on, a strategy that I've been applying almost every day during Asia session, pretty much all the other sessions. So close that there. You guys saw the full TP. Next up, we're going to be looking for our normal scalps. So currently right now, we don't have a breakout. The reason for that is because we're looking for a buy here. But the problem with this here is that we don't have a buy signal. We have until 6:35 to take that trade. If it doesn't happen by then we're going to skip the breakout. So we got about 1, 2, 3, 4. We got about 4 minutes left until the breakout is skipped. So we might be able to take it right here. If this closes, we need this to close with the strong green candle and a buy signal. So it needs to be a buy signal and a strong green candle, meaning little to no wick on the top side. If we get that, then we can take this for the breakout to the upside. Let's see, let me get this right here. All right, so we got about 30 seconds left on this right here. We got about 25 seconds. If this closes here, we need this to close with a like I mentioned, a strong green candle with a buy signal, and there needs to be little to no wick on the top side. That's going to be key here for us to take this this breakout. We're looking. The reason why we're looking for buys, guys, is because the fundamentals are green. So we want to trade in the direction of fundamentals. It's bullish right now. Obviously, it's up 123 points right now. This is and see, like I mentioned again, see how they just sent out these news right here, guys, where it says stock rebound. So whenever a CNBC reports something like this, it says it rebounds. It does the opposite. It goes down, right? And that's why you have this big spike to the downside. Always something to keep in mind. All right, so nothing off this previous candle. Probably this one right here. If it can break above this this London high right here, looks like it's going to have a bit of an issue breaking and closing above it. It might break it, but we need it to close above in order for us to take this trade here for the breakout. 6:33 right now. Still, we have about 2 minutes. If we don't have anything there, it's completely fine. We're going to be looking for huge spike to the upside right here. So this is basically what we were looking for. However, we're still making sure that there's no big wick on the top side. Okay, so this candle is too big. I'm not going to enter it yet because it's probably going to have to retrace a little bit before it comes. Damn, this is way too big. And this is what I was mentioning, right? I was mentioning that it was going to follow through with this bullish move. Yeah, this thing's so volatile. So technically this is the breakout, but I don't recommend entering it just yet because it's going to have to pull back a little bit. So I'm going to wait for it to pull back, and then as it swings back up, then maybe I'll enter it. But this is a little too risky. You guys can see how fast it's moving. The problem with this here is that the stop loss is it's not too close, but it's like right here. So what might happen is it might swing back for the retracement or pullback, and then it'll hit stop. It'll go it might go past this before it goes all the way up. So you guys got to be patient. Be patient and wait for it. I wouldn't recommend entering it just yet. I would wait for it to swing back up. So let me have my stuff set up over here. I'm tempted to enter it for a discount, but it's kind of risky right now to enter this trade. I'm watching it. Let's see. Still not in it. So I set my trade right there. I'm trying to catch it as it comes back down. I felt my buy limit right there. I think it filled it. Okay, so I'm currently in position right now. This thing is super volatile. I try to enter at a lower price. So it's currently in. I'm currently in profit. And this thing's moving really fast. So I entered at like entry point pricing right there. Let me see if I can set an alert here. So if it does hit TP1, I'm gonna move my stop loss in profit. I'm gonna pull out maybe. So let's see. All right, so I got that set up right there. Just following it right now. See where this goes. And this thing is way too volatile right now. So we're at. And this thing's bouncing around like way too fast. So guys, make sure you have your TP stop loss in place. I already have mine automatically set up, so we'll see where it goes from here. If it reaches TP1 over here, I'm going to be moving my stop loss in profit like right away. So just keep that in mind because it's moving way too volatile right now. Last thing I want to do is get caught in, in a spike to the downside. But what I did was earlier, I put my entry point right here for a buy limit. So it filled my buy limit when it came back down. And let's see if it hits my, okay, fuck it. I'm out of the position. So it closed me out, guys. Unfortunately, like I mentioned, it was a risky trade. I took a loss on that. It's all good. I probably should have just avoided it. When I saw the volatility in the market, I should have just stayed out, but it's all good. So there was my first loss in a while. It's all good. So we're going to look for the next one here. That's it for that breakout. So unfortunately, that breakout did not hit. We're really looking for some scalps at this point. Damn, this market is crazy today. Where's the news at? Let's see. Yeah, news isn't telling. Let's see. Yeah, news is until 7, but it's all good. I mean, it is NFP, so we did see this. I had a feeling this was going to happen. So I took a loss off that. It's all good. We've had a great month so far, a great year actually overall. So losses come and go. So that's about it for that. I'm going to turn this off right here, and we'll be looking for some scalps at this point. All right. So guys, yeah, make sure that you guys are using proper risk. If you guys are using proper risk, these trades shouldn't really affect you too much. You should be able to just eat the losses when they come because they rarely come. So that's it for that right there. Anyways, we'll be looking for any other entries at this point now. So let's see the breakout here and the daily. So 630 is right over here. I think it's going to swing back up. So I'll try to catch the daily or another entry actually, so that we can catch it as it swings back up. Let me check the fundamentals real quick. Fundamentals are currently they're still pretty bullish. There's 78 points in the green. Looking over here at the actual stock index, and I think like spiked down so hard. It's still pretty bullish. So you guys can see right here, it's still pretty bullish. Most of the stocks here are green. Looking at the average for today, it's currently up 78 points, 83 points still. The futures data is currently up 129 points. So, you know, obviously price is going to be manipulated. Like I mentioned, even before the session, we said it was going to be Trap Tuesday. It happens. But we did take the risk. Well, I took the risk. I don't know if you guys took it, but I took the risk. So it's all good. Ate the loss there. We're going to start looking for the next entry right here as price continues to move along. So we'll be looking for these scalps here. I'll also be looking for these high-low scalps as well. So let's see over there. See, yeah, we got the news coming up shortly. So it's 6:20 or 6:39 right now. We got news coming up at 7. So let me check this real quick. It flew my MT4 actually closed me out like right before I hit the stop loss. So I didn't. I mean, I did lose, but I didn't lose as much as I was supposed to, which is always a good thing. All right. So anyways, we'll be looking for these entries right here. Let's see if this ends up coming around. Yeah, that's a big spike. Let's see how much, like how many pips this moved right here. This over here moved. So market opened right here. It spiked up 1,000 pips. And then from this point right here, it spiked all the way back down 1,400 pips. Huge, huge spikes right there. Yeah, I know. Typical pump and dump. It's all good. I just need a couple more wins to recover from that. So let's see what we got right here. All right, so this thing right here has been broken. So I don't think this would be considered a or is it spiked up from? Yeah, at this point right here, guys, I don't think I'm going to be applying the high-low strategy. And the reason for that is because the volatility is too high. You guys can see how strong these candles are right here. These candles are moving at least 300 pips. And the problem with that is that our stop loss is 300 pips away, right? So it can be almost impossible for us to not get caught in any of these spikes in price. So we're probably not going to trade on the 1 minute today, guys. We might go on the 3 minute right here. And this might be the time frame we'll be trading on. The problem is the volatility is just too high right now. And if our stop loss is 300 pips, you know, it's so easy for you to get stopped out right away. So what we might do is we might just look at the 3 minute here. I do have my alert set up. We're looking for a sell signal. So if we get a sell signal below here, it'll confirm for this strategy right here, the pivot strategy. And if the market starts to slow down a little bit, then, you know, maybe we'll switch to the 1 minute. But currently right now, it's not safe to trade on the 1 minute because each candle is like enough to stop you out if it reverses on you immediately. So I don't recommend trading on the 1 minute right now, not when the volatility is as high. I'm gonna go over to the 3 minute and we'll be looking for a sell signal. Once we get a sell signal here, we can take a sell applying this strategy here. It'd be similar to this right here, right? So I'm just gonna show you guys an example of this strategy here. For the people who are new, you want to confirm a valid K2 momentum signal right here. We have a valid sell signal. We want to confirm it's below the pivots for a sell. So right here, it's below the pivots. So this would qualify as a sell applying this strategy, right? So if we were to let this run, it'd go down, and there you go, full TP, right? It would hit TP right there before it shot all the way back up. So this is exactly what we're looking for. Right over here. So we need a sell signal in this area over here. If we get a sell signal, we can take it for a sell. And it needs to be valid. So it needs to be a red candle within the red sell signal. Now I should listen to Miles today, huh? Miles is like Trap Tuesday. And you guys can see how indecisive price is right now. You can see how these big wicks are coming from both sides. If I turn off the new indicator, you guys can see how many wicks are coming from both sides, right? Big wick on this side, big wick on this side. So there's really no direction that's set right now. Price is kind of just ranging right now between these two areas. Let's see if there's any signal here. No signal yet. There's about a minute left on this candle right here. this candle here closes, we can take this for a sell. There's a pending sell right there. Let me look at the fundamentals real quick, refresh this. All right, so this is going to be a little risky because the thing is the fundamentals are currently green, and I probably wouldn't want to take a sell against it, right? So that's why I took the buy earlier, because the fundamentals were completely green. They were up like 130 points. You know, the actual stock index here was all green. The futures data was up like 168 points. So I still think price is going to swing to the upside, possibly. So I might not even take this sell if it comes up right here. I'll be following it, but I'm probably not going to take it. And, you know, I'll advise you guys that it is going to be risky because you're going to be trading against fundamentals, which we generally don't like to trade. And it's also at the Asia high right here. This purple line right here is the Asia high from yesterday. So it's probably going to have trouble breaking below here. You can see it already tried testing it over here previously. And then here's the second test right here. So we'll see if it closes below. If it doesn't close below, I probably would hold off on taking it, even though you get a valid entry there. Because one of two things can happen. Price will either bounce off here, or it can break below and continue further. You don't want to get caught on the wrong side. So no entry there. You guys can see there's no sell signal. So there's no entry available yet. Let's see if price can decide its direction. Once it decides direction, we can start looking to trade there. So these are going to be key areas. This Asia low right here, or Asia high actually. And you guys can see price is still going sideways at this point. Turn this indicator back on. So possibly a new low right there. And possibly a new there. Now let's see where this goes. But you guys can see what I mean by this, right? Price is just going sideways. It's not really, it's just spiking back and forth. It doesn't really have a direction right now. All right, so there we go. As price starts to swing up. This is probably what I'm looking for because the fundamentals are green. We want to trade in the direction of the fundamentals. So there you go right there. Yeah, if it swings back to the upside, then that's perfectly fine. You know, we can start looking for some buys if that becomes the case. And as you guys can see, it respected the Asia high over here. So price came down, it rejected off the Asia high right here, and then it bounced all the way back up. Now it's going to have to break the London high right here. So it's going to have the same problem right here. It's either going to bounce back off it, or it's going to break above. So this is what I was talking about earlier, guys. There's like different confluences you guys can use. Like these strategies here are bare basic, right? This is to find an entry. In order to figure out if that entry is a good entry or not, you have to add other things. Like we have the K2 high-low indicator right here, or the sessions high-low indicator. So for that right there, we can identify where the London high is and where the Asia high is. And you can see price respects it perfectly, right? It came up, tested the London high, and then it came right back down. Going back to the 1 minute over here, price is just going back and forth, right? It comes down, goes up, and comes right back down. And it's just going sideways at this point. There's no direction that's set. So there's different confluences, right? You can use the trend meter, you can use the pivots, you can use the sessions high-low, you can use the actual high-low indicator. I mean, you guys don't have access to this yet, but it will be available to you guys hopefully within the next month or so. But you guys can see right here, this is key. It's key identifying when price breaks above it and closes or below it. So these are going to be key price points right here, this line and this line. If price ends up breaking above here, right, come back for a retest, and then a continued push to the upside. Same with this right here, you know, price breaks below, retest, and a continued drop from here. So, I mean, there's different scenarios that you guys can play out, and there's different confluences that you guys can use as well. The more confluences, the better the trade. Right now, our main confluence is going to be the fundamentals here because it's very bullish. Like just looking at this right here, if these are bullish, price is going to have to follow at some point, right? It might not follow right now because a lot of manipulation is happening where price is going up and down. But if the entire stock index is green, you know, common sense will tell you that price is going to have to go up, right? It just has to, because that's just how it works, like the index. But right now it just hasn't confirmed it yet. So we might see the continued bounce around this area until the news. Once ISM, let me see if it's supposed to be negative or positive. So it's coming at 7 o'clock. It's supposed to be, so let's see, forecasting it to be negative. So it's supposed to be bad news. Usually when it's bad news, you see another fake out. So I think this is what's going to happen. The news is going to come here at 7. Go to 1 minute. I'll mark up the news right here. And I think this is probably what's going to happen at 7. So I think if the news here is negative, I think they're going to fake people out. So this is kind of what I see happening. I see price kind of just coming. Let me just delete this so it's not in the way. And this is just the same pattern that I see a lot. So it's going to push up a little bit to trap people, to like lure people into some buys. Then I think what's going to happen is it'll have a spike down when the news actually happens. But then eventually, once they trap enough people into a sell, because a lot of people chase the news. If they see news that's negative, they hop into the sell because they think price is going to drop. They'll just trap some sellers here, and then I'll see it shooting to the upside super heavy. If the fundamentals are still bullish, which they are, they're 133 points in the green right now, so it's still pretty bullish. So I'm expecting a fake out. News is happening about 10 minutes. So in 10 minutes right here, when it reaches blue line, this is when the news event is going to come. And usually ISM has a pretty high impact on the market. There's just a lot of service. I mean, they're all services here, very much. Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan. I mean, pretty much majority of the stuff here. So let's see what happens there. I don't recommend you guys enter any trades from now until then, because obviously, you want to get caught in the fake out. So it's just going to be a game of patience at this point, waiting for the market to go where it's supposed to go. All right, you can see right here, price is trying to break above. So same area right here that I marked up earlier, price finally broke above it. And there now it's coming back down for the retest. So if you guys remember earlier, I mentioned if it was going to break above here, I'll probably retest and then it'll go back up. But we also have the news factor coming into play. So another confluence, guys. So like one confluence I told you guys about, the main one is the fundamentals, right? We want to confirm this. This is going to be number one. Second is going to be either technicals or retail sentiment. Retail sentiment's not very one-sided. So this doesn't mean, just because it's 55% long doesn't mean that most retail traders are very long, because it's just 5%. This can easily shift back to short at any moment. In order for it to be very strong, long or short, it needs to be around like 65 to 75, around that area. Anything above that, obviously it's going to be very biased. Right now, there's no bias here for the retail sentiment, so we could probably just ignore this. Main thing to look at would be fundamentals, and then the technicals here. Looking over here at the 10-minute, price is currently bullish, and the reason for that is because price is above the pivots, trend meter is green. Same over here, price above the pivots, trend meter green. Lastly, here on the 1 minute, price above the pivots, and the trend meter is also green right here. So LS, I see you drew on the screen. It's okay. I saw you cleared it. Thanks for clearing that. This technically would be a 1 minute entry right here, but like I mentioned, news is coming so shortly that I don't want to take it. This would have been a full TP right there as well. So it's just too close to the news event. But if you took this trade here, applying the strategy, that would have been a full TP. And you guys can see right here, the first requirement, confirm a valid K2 momentum signal. Right here, we have a valid buy signal. Second, confirm price is below K2 pivots for a sell or above for a buy. Right here is above the pivot, so this would be a valid entry for this strategy right here. However, news is coming up shortly, so that's why I wouldn't have taken this trade. But if you were to apply the strategy, this would have hit full TP. So, I mean, it is what it is, guys. Like, earlier I took the loss because I was following, protocol, but the problem was market was being manipulated, obviously. And right here, I do see it coming up because the fundamentals are bullish. That's why I'm looking for buys right now. It's currently up 172 points right now. We'll see what happens when the news happens, when it's released. It's still 6:53 right now. We have 7 minutes till this information is released. And just because it's forecasted to be negative doesn't mean it's exactly going to be negative, right? This could might as well be positive. So we'll see what happens when it actually is released. Once it's released, we'll see how the market reacts to it. All right. So also looking over at the 10-minute over here, let me see if there's any. Man, this thing's messy. All right, I'm gonna do this right here. I'm gonna draw some zones around this area in case you want to catch some snipes over here. I also created my own separate tab over here for the daily strategy because I know a lot of you guys like taking this as well. So if I take this, I'll probably take this with smaller lot size though, nothing huge. This still has 5 minutes left on the candle. If this closes here, it's going to be the daily entry for a buy. And in order for us to get a sell on this, we need a buy signal there as well. So we'll see what happens here. Yeah, other than that, here on the 3 minute, in order for us to get a buy entry here, we need a retracement. So we need a retracement signal, and then we catch it as it swings back up. But right now, we're just looking for buys. I mean, buy is going to be our main priority right now because the fundamentals are still pretty bullish. Now it's currently up, let's see, 175 points. So it's very bullish right now. When it's above 100 points, that's usually indicating that price is going to keep pushing up higher. Looking over here at the stock index, everything is pretty much green. Yeah, so everything's green here. The only ones that are red are Verizon, but it's not very red. It's only down 0.03. Merck & Co. down 0.7. IBM 101. Caterpillar 1.79. So see what happens here. Yeah, I'm gonna check this out, guys. So remember the breakout that we took? It would have been right back in profit. So if we didn't get this manipulated drop right here, look where it is now. It's currently back up to where it was supposed to be. Man, that's why I hate trading sometimes. You get caught in the manipulation. So price got manipulated to the downside right here. It stopped us out, and then it came all the way back up to where it was supposed to go. It's only 6:55. So it's only been a few minutes since it had to spike to the downside right here. You know, it's been like 18 minutes or so, and it's about to hit the TP. So like I mentioned, guys, you know, sometimes the market's going to play games like this, and it's your job to like just eat that loss. If you guys would have held on to this, obviously you would have made your way back into profit, but there's no guarantee it was going to come back. But you guys can see, you know, usually when the market's moving smoothly, it goes to where it's supposed to go. And it, you know, where it's supposed to go is supposed to be up here. So let me just close this right here. I'm moving these over because we have new high lows. And I just don't want it to be in the way when we check the news right here. See if these are still moving pretty heavily. Still some huge candles. Like normally the 1 minute candles don't move like, you know, 300 to 500 pips. So I still think it's kind of risky to trade on the 1 minute. I'd probably just stick with the 3 minute for now. But yeah, let's see. News is coming in about 4 minutes once it reaches this line right here. And we'll see how this affects the market. All right. I just saw the, sorry, yeah, I'm gonna look at the chat right now because we're not gonna be taking any trades anyways. We have 3 minutes till the news event. And I'm just seeing how Riga said, insane how bulls climb that Mount Everest wall. No, exactly, right? It came right back to where it was supposed to go. So let me just mark it up right here. Yeah, so the market opened right here. And you guys can see how it pretty much faked out. Like literally everybody. So market opened right here at 6:30. You can see price came up, faked out, came back down, and then it came right back up to where it's supposed to go. Because the fundamentals are green right now. And if you guys remembered how I marked up this stuff earlier, so I mentioned when the news happens right here, it was going to pump price up to lure in buyers. And then when the news happens, it's probably going to drop if it's bad, just to lure in some more sellers, and then it's going to spike all the way back up. So let's see if this plays out like I analyzed earlier. Because if you guys remember what I analyzed, I mentioned that when the news happens right here, it's probably going to drop if it's bad, but it's not going to continue dropping. It's just going to trap more sellers within this area here. Once enough sellers hop in, it's just going to swing back up because the fundamentals are so bullish right now. That's why I always look at fundamentals first, guys, because price usually follows fundamentals. If it's above 100 points, right now it's 166 points, it's probably going to keep pushing up. Every time I see price come down, that's like a manipulated move to me or a fake out just to lure sellers in before it spikes back up. All right, so we got 1 minute till the news event. Once that happens, we can start looking for any possible. I think that the market might calm down a little bit after that. It's just that news event. And I think after that, there's nothing else for today. Let me check real quick. Yeah, it's just ISM at 7. We got ECB President Lagarde speaking at 8, but actually we have a Fed member Coral speaking at 10 as well. But that's later. We're going to be off the live session by then. All right, let's see what happens over here. All right, news is coming in about a few seconds now. So just watch and see what happens here, guys. This is how you guys can start to understand how news works. Okay, so let me go over here real quick. Let's see what the news event was. Not released yet. Positive. Okay, so it's positive news. So instead of it dropping, it's probably going to go up. The only reason I was anticipating a negative, and you guys can see they're starting to push up right exactly on that line. The only reason I was anticipating a drop was because they were predicting it to be negative, but it was actually positive. So as you can see right there, price is going to follow the direction of the fundamentals. It's going to push up. All right, after this candle right here, we'll see if the market starts smoothing out a little bit. If it doesn't smoothen out, then we're just going to have to wait for this to retrace down on 3 minute before we can take any 3 minutes. But looking at this over here, this is technically going to be the daily entry if it does close. And for the daily entry, guys, we use 3 different TPs because it's such a big move. We're going for 1,500 pips, and I'll mark those up as different TP points as well if this ends up closing the next 8 minutes. So the cutoff for this strategy is going to be 9 o'clock. So let's mark. Well, we don't even need to mark it up, so we'll be off the live session by then. But if this does close here with this buy signal, it's going to qualify for this strategy here. So if you guys can see, there's 4 different strategies that I have up currently. I have the daily strategy, I have the snipe strategy, I have the 3 minute pivot scalp strategy, then I have the 1 minute pivot scalp strategy. We're also implementing the K2 high-low strategy as well. So we'll see what happens here. Going back to the fundamentals, refresh this. It's now up 232 points. So obviously you guys can see, and this is what I was mentioning earlier, right? I was saying that a lot of these stocks here are directly affected by the ISM news. And that's why it spiked up another 100 points because the news was so positive. And you can see here the entire stock index is green. So there's no reason for it to be dropping at all right now. If price ever does drop, that's just, some sort of pullback, retracement, manipulation. There's no reason for it to be dropping. Like there's zero reason for it to be dropping because the entire stock index is green right here. I'm not going to chase this move right here because that's how they get you, right? They make you think that prices, it's a guaranteed to go up. And what happens is people enter the buy at this point and then price just comes down, stops them out, and then it comes right back up. So don't chase the move, guys. Only take the move if you have an actual entry. Never chase the move just because you have the fundamentals in super green. You have good news, everything's pointing towards the upside because you can see price coming down right now. This is how a lot of people get trapped. The only reason I would enter this for a buy is if I have an actual entry. So if I'm looking for a 1 minute scalp and there's a 1 minute scalp here, then yeah, I'll take the trade. Same with the 3 minute. If I see an entry here, I'll take the trade. Same with the 10 minute. If I see something here, I'll take the trade. I'm not just going to enter a buy just because that's how a lot of people get, they get trapped into these trades that they don't want to be in. So other than that, let me see if there's anything else here. All right, so there's nothing available yet. I'm just going back in between the charts, guys. So we still have 6 minutes here. I'll come back to the 10-minute when, when this closes, so we can possibly take this for the daily entry. I'll just have this preset right now. So if it does happen, we'll have that ready there. Let's see. All right, so since the market's moving kind of slow, I'll answer some questions. Let me go over to the Zoom real quick and see if there's any other questions here. So let me scroll up real quick. And going over here, Cliff said retail traders are long too, though. Yeah, Cliff. So like looking over here at the at the retail sentiment, yeah, they are long, but it's not very one-sided, right? It's still at 56% long. So I would still take longs. If it was like this, if it was like 60 to 65%, then maybe I would avoid taking longs. But right now, currently, the sentiment isn't really that high, so I'd be okay taking longs at this point. But generally, if this was, we want this to be opposite. So if we're looking for longs here, we want the retail sentiment to be short. So yeah, you are correct. If it was like heavily biased one way or the other, then I'll try to trade the opposite. But right now, it's just not that heavy. So I'm okay with taking longs at this point. Let me scroll down a little bit. Dean said that typical pump and dump estimate. No, 100% Dean. I got caught in that, unfortunately, but it's all good. Randall said, hey, Shawn, you're just on an educational basis right now, correct? No official trades. Well, there's nothing available. Randall, if I see something, then yeah, there's going to be a trade, but there's no trades that are available. So that's why I'm just going over here and talking to you guys, because now price is just going to be stale, right? And this is exactly why I told you guys not to enter a buy here, because there's no entry. If you guys just entered a buy, now you're going to get stuck in this position. Like, this is the worst feeling, right? The worst feeling is you think price is going up. So like, say for example here, you see this push to the upside, right? A lot of people, what they do is they see this push to the upside based off the news, and then they buy a long position here. I mean, they enter into a long position because they think price is going to keep pushing up. But if you look at price now, it's just going sideways. So what might happen here is whoever entered this long position, price might go sideways. And then what might happen is it might just swing down and stop people out, and then it'll come right back up. And that's why I always recommend not to enter based off news. So I usually just avoid news altogether. But yeah, I mean, fundamentals are so bullish right now. There's no reason for it to not push up, right? It's still very green. Like, okay, so Facebook whistleblower testifies before Senate Consumer Protection Subcommittee. So this is going on right now, guys. This might affect the market. Facebook isn't in the Dow, though. No, they're not. Yeah, I think they used to be, but they're not. I know they're in S&P, I believe, or NASDAQ. I know for sure NASDAQ, but not in the Dow 30. So the whistleblower is testifying right now. So this is the okay. Yeah, that girl is a whistleblower. So this is why Facebook and Instagram was down yesterday, guys. She's talking right now. So I'll keep that up for like a bit to just, follow along. But yeah, looking over here, this is the fundamentals. It's still currently very bullish. And you can see right here, price is starting to climb up. Not very strong, but it is climbing up. But it is also just going sideways. So sideways movement right there. Going back to the 3 minute, in order for us to get this entry here, we need this to come down and then swing back up. So no entry there yet. Looking over here at the 10 minute, this is still pending. So if this does close, we can have this for a daily entry for a buy, but we got to wait for it to close. And then I'll mark up the multiple TPs here, because using this, it's such a big move, you guys have to move your stop loss and profit. You guys can't get greedy with this trade here, and use a smaller lot size. So whatever you use on the 3 minute, don't use, or 1 minute, don't use that same lot size for the 10 minute, because this is such a big move. Normally we're only going for like maybe 100, 300 pips. This is 1,500 pips. Huge move. So just keep that in mind. Let's see, Roger said on the potential 650, 7 o'clock snipe, is it too risky because of the big wick and the last key to momentum signal being a sell? So Roger, you're looking at that right here. I wouldn't have taken the wait, see, 650 to 7. I don't see any snipe here for that, Roger. So this is a 650 to 7 candle right here. I think you might be talking about the one prior right here, right? I wouldn't have taken this because this is on market open. So market open right here at 630. We usually don't trade it around this area here when the market just opens. So that's the reason why I wouldn't have taken it. I mean, you could have taken the one prior. So this right here, actually, I wouldn't have, even though this one would have worked, this one, because well, actually didn't even reject off structure. So I wouldn't take any of these trades right here in this area because it's so close to market open. You know, that's key. Like I was mentioning earlier, never trade like right before market opens, because the last thing you want to do is get caught in the spikes in price. Because at 630 right here, price spiked back and forth, and then right here on the 640 candle, it was correcting. So this is the main reason why I wouldn't have taken that trade there for a snipe. I would take these snipes over here. These snipes are perfect, but I wouldn't take this specific snipe over here. 650, there's no rejection right there, Roger. So you want me to zoom in on the 650 candle? The wick's right here, and there's no rejection off any pivot down here. The pivot's way down here, and the wick's like way up here. So there's no rejection right there. Like it's so far off. Let's see. Yeah, it's off by like almost 100 pips. All right, so here's the daily entry right here, guys. If you guys want to take it, I might take it with a smaller lot size. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna take it like maybe a one lot. Or I might just hold off on it. So I'm gonna take this later, because sometimes it's gonna retrace back. Like Kip, I think you're here, right? Kip usually he's been taking the daily. He sees like some sort of retracement. So here, let me see if I take this. Trying to set my automatic TP stop loss 15. It's gonna be. I gotta make it a little smaller. All right, so I'm taking this with a very small lot size. This is a daily entry right here. I'll take this with one lot. So it's not what we normally take. I usually take a 10 lot, but this is gonna be a one lot here. So I am in this position right here for the daily entry. Full TP is gonna be 15 right here. TP2 is gonna be 750. TP1 actually already got hit. So probably moving my stop loss and profit soon. And TP1 would it's basically hit already at this point. Yeah. So it's already past TP1. What I do recommend is move your stop loss and profit, because this right here would have been TP1. So TP1's already been triggered. I'm in the position right now. I took a small lot size, so I'm only in profit about 500 bucks right now, which is not bad. You know, it's going to offset the loss from earlier. So there we go. All right. So I'll just give a little update here in the group, because I know some of you guys are following it strictly to the strategy. So let me just go and put this over here. And guys, you guys can't get greedy, right? Just keep that in mind. A lot of you guys, I know I keep warning you guys to move your stop loss and profit. A lot of people don't like doing it, but you know, you guys have to be smart about this, because it is NFP week and it is Trap Tuesday, like Miles calls it. So I'll just give this little update here for whoever, you know, wants to, or whoever caught it and is at TP1, just so that you guys are aware that TP1's already been passed. So you should be moving your stop loss and profit. All right, so let me move my stop loss and profit. Currently in profit about 500. I'm gonna move my stop loss and profit slightly below. So this is where I'm moving my stop loss and profit to. I'm moving it to this area right here, just above break even, slightly, or a little higher, around that area. Just an FYI if you guys are wondering. So yeah, currently moving up right now. So that looks good. When it reaches this point right here, I'm gonna move my stop loss even higher. So just something to keep in mind. Nothing here on the 3-minute, nothing here on the 1 minute, obviously. Let's see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. So it looks like a couple of you guys did lock in some scalps. Casey over here locked in some scalps here off US 30. He's currently up 375 this morning. Nice work, Casey. Looking at this over here. Let's see, RJ over here. He took a couple gold trades. So nice work, made some profit off that. Angela locked in a total of 762 this morning. She was trading the Dow as well. She skipped the breakout, but she took some other trades and locked in some good profit off that. So nice work right there, Angela. Larkin over here. He locked in some profit off the buy earlier. So it looks like Larkin actually did take the breakout, but he got out earlier when it shot up in profit. So he got in exactly when we were there, but then he pulled out in profit because he got in like right away. So he pulled into those buys, pulled out early, locked in a total of 2,181. Nice work, Larkin. Brian over here as well. Brian's currently in profit 1,271. So as you guys can see, a lot of people here are just listening to my analysis and they're taking trades off the strategies while listening to what I'm covering right here. Patricia here as well. Patricia locked in a total of 1,953. Nice work, Patricia. Yeah, she caught in the whipsaw, but she hung in there and she made some profit off it. So definitely great work right there, Patricia. Our TP2 is about to be hit right here for the daily entry. So once this gets triggered right here, I'm in profit about 700 right now. There you go. TP is about to be hit right about. I feel like it already hit, but it just didn't trigger the alert right here. There we go. TP2 for 750 pips. So whoever got the daily, it's currently in profit. I'm moving my stop loss in profit even further now. So let me just adjust my stop loss real quick. I'm currently in profit about 800. I move my stop loss further up. So let's see. 34291. All right. Yeah, it's kind of close. No, it's all good. So I move my stop loss higher in profit now. So there we go, TP2 with the daily entry. My stop loss is much higher in profit now, around this area over here. If you guys want to move your stop loss in profit, at least move it to above break even, guys. Don't get greedy. Let me give you guys another update here off that. Nice. All right. So there goes the TP2. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for this because we haven't been applying this strategy throughout summer because, obviously volatility has been very low. But now the volatility is back up, we can apply it again. All right. Thank God. What happened was it came down and it got really close to my stop loss, but then it came right back up. So it came down, didn't trigger it, and it's swung back up. So I'm still in the position right now. Currently in profit 700. Not too bad. Looking over here. So let's see. Albert locked in a total. Let me scroll up a little bit. So I didn't go through all everyone's profit. So Patricia locked in a total of 1,953. Cheryl locked in a total of 1,602 off her first account. And then her second account, she locked in a total of 1,557. Great work right there, Cheryl. Lastly, Albert over here locked in a total of 4,003. No losses, straight win. He took some buys there, took some sells. He's catching these scalps as they come around. So great work right there, Albert. Brian as well. Brian's now currently up 2,242. Nice work, Brian. And Larkin again back with more profits. He's up a total of 5,278 right now. Great work, Larkin. So amazing work amongst everyone here. If you guys have profits to send over, just send them over and I'll add them to the list. Miles over here, he locked in a total of 675. Great work, Miles. Looks like you didn't get caught in that trap Tuesday that we were talking about. Betty over here, nice. So Betty just joined K2. This is his first day with K2. He's currently in profit 2,079. He did mention that this is his demo because he wants to just figure out, if this is good for him. He's practiced it. He's followed what I've been, talking about here. He locked in a total of 2,079. So that's, even though it's demo, it's still good, Betty, because it's like you're still getting used to things, right? Once you get comfortable with it, you can start trading on your live account or your FTMO or whatever you want to trade on, and then you'll be ready. So you won't be scared, you won't be nervous, you'll know exactly what to do. And yeah, he just signed up this morning. He literally just joined at 6:11 at 7:18, so like an hour ago he joined, and then now he's taking these trades on his demo to practice. So definitely great work right there. And that's as easy as it can get, right, guys? Like if you guys join and you guys actually follow directions and do what you're supposed to do, you can easily be profitable right away. It depends on if you can follow directions or not. Kevin over here, so Kevin Lynn locked in a total of 6,032. Nice work, Kevin. I'm on fire today, bro. Couple accidental losses right there, but straight, yeah, oh, definitely. Straight wins right there for the most part, Kevin. So he's up 6,032. Dell over here is now currently up a profit of 611. So basically, pretty much a lot of big wins here. Looks like he took the loss there off the breakout. Unfortunately, some of us did take the loss there, including myself, but he pulled himself right back up. He's currently in profit 611 for the day. So great work right there, Dell. Going to Alan over here. Alan is profit a total of 2,000, 3,000. 4,000. So he's up in profit about 4,000 for the day. Nice work, Alan. All right, nice work right there, bro. Patricia as well, 1,953. And I think that's it for right now. Let's see what Kel sent me. Yeah, so Kel over here, he marked this up at 644.33. So his TP stop loss was right there. Let me see if that. I'm just trying to see what he marked up over here. So your stop loss was at 34,433. 34,433. Oh, you're on the higher time frame. Okay, I see what you do right there, Kel. Yeah, you're on the 1 hour. So let me go to the 1 hour real quick. Just want to see where that line is where you drew. 34,283. All right, so prices broke past your entry point right there. So I'm assuming you're in the position right now, right, Kel? I think you're here on the YouTube. So Kel here, he's anticipating a drop. So I mean, we'll see what happens there. It hopefully hits our TP before it gets to that point. But we're always welcome to everyone's analysis, right? Even though we're looking for a buy here, it's fine that other people like analyze things different ways because there's no right or wrong way to trade, right? I'm not here to bash anyone's strategy, and I don't care if anyone's here to bash my strategies, but it's always good to have that rapport there, like where other people are analyzing something different so that we can be a little careful if people see it that way. But I mean, it is what it is. If this happens, Kel, that's completely fine, right? Hopefully it hits our TP before it reaches your point there, because your stop loss is around that point and our TP is right here. So let's see, your stop loss is set at 34,433. Put that over here. 34,433. Yeah, so your stop loss is like slightly above our TP. So hopefully it hits our TP before it comes down to wherever you're anticipating it. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, no, definitely. Thanks for sharing your analysis here, because it's good to have it a back and forth here. Even though you're looking at something different, it's all good, because then that'll give us a heads up whether we might be trading in the wrong direction or not. Kipper, funny. So Kyle over here, Kyle locked in a total of 733. Kyle here as well, he took a loss off that breakout. Looks like he pulled out earlier. Thankfully he did, but he made it all right back. So definitely great work right here, Kyle, with your profit so far. So nice work off that right there, Kyle. Over here, Lamar. Yeah, Lamar, smart move right there. So like same with Lamar right here. He's if you guys get close to your daily loss for FTMO, guys, don't get greedy. Just call it a day. Come back tomorrow once your account gets reset. With regards to the daily loss, I see a lot of people who they just want to gamble. Like you guys get close to your daily loss, and even though you're supposed to stop, you keep going, and then you end up failing your FTMO. FTMO is all about discipline, guys. So if you guys have the discipline, you guys should be fine. Other than that, here's the daily. The daily is still currently in profit right now. It's making its way to full TP. Hasn't had any drawdown yet. So still looking good for the most part. Let me go over here and check this real quick and see what else I'm missing. Let me scroll up real quick. So Randall said, hey, Shawn, in profit $10 first day with a 0.01 live just getting the feel. LO profit's not really anything to celebrate. No, it is Randall. So like Randall here, this is his first day back at K2. Randall was like in school. He finally finished school. Now he's back trading with us. So his first day back, and he's up $10. You know, whether it's $10, a dollar, a penny, you're in profit still, Randall. So it is definitely something to celebrate. You know, people might say not to celebrate your small wins, but that's really where you gain your confidence. You know, once you get confident with the strategies and making profit with this here, that's how you can continue to make profit, because you have to be optimistic. You have to be positive. If you're negative and you have like, you know, if you're just always negative, you're not going to get good at trading, because you're just going to be worried that you're going to lose a trade every single time. For us here, we're always positive. We're always optimistic. And that's why we have such a high win rate, right? Because we expect to win. We're not expecting to lose. But yeah, I mean, that's just start, Randall. $10, $100, $1,000 doesn't really matter. As long as you're closing out the day in profit, that's all that really matters. Because that's, you know, that's how it is, right? If you keep winning, you're gonna feel unstoppable. You're just gonna keep expecting to win. But if you keep losing, you're gonna want to stop trading, because you're not gonna feel comfortable with trading. And Kipper said, I don't care if they don't want to make profits with us, but I care if they talk. better celebrate small wins and have any losses, or worse, regret huge losses, right, Rick? Is Rick here? Let's see. I think Rick's here. Should be. Oh yeah, Rick is here. Yeah, so Rick is here. That's from Kip. Let me scroll up real quick and see what else I missed. All right, just want to see if I missed anything else. And I do see the questions there in the YouTube, guys, so I'll be right back to your questions as well. Okay, scrolling down a little bit here. Oh yeah, okay. So Kip did change his name, because yeah, when I saw your official name, Cliff, I was like, is that Cliff or is that a different Cliff? Okay, let's see. Randall say, hey Shawn. So after the live candle that closes, we're looking for a pullback or are exiting for the current, but you have a buy up, right? Yeah. So Randall, for this specific strategy, I know I'm getting to your question late, but this specific strategy, you just look for a valid buy signal. You make sure that it's after 6:30, and then you just enter on open. Sometimes you can wait for it to pull back and get a late entry, but for this right here, it just looked like such a good entry, so we just entered it right away. And that's why we got into it. I'm currently in it right now. It's playing out pretty fine. It's about to hit full TP right there. So what I do recommend, though, that you guys move your stop loss in profit. If you guys haven't done that already, you should move your stop loss in profit to guarantee profit. So at this point, you should have guaranteed profits. There should be no risk, because price never pulled down to you know, the break-even point yet. So I do recommend that you guys do move your stop loss in profit if you guys haven't already, just in case. You know, you want to be safe. Let's see. Scrolling over here. Let me see if I'm missing anything else. Yeah, Dean said trades always pop off like that, crawl crazy like that when I use a baby lot. Okay, so full TP off the daily entry. So if you guys did catch the full TP, I think I locked in 1,500 off that. Yeah, no, definitely great work there, guys. So whoever caught it, amazing work there. Little to no drawdown. You guys can see this is why everyone loves this strategy. This is like everyone's favorite strategy, the daily, because it's so easy. You literally just wait for the first momentum signal and then you ride it. So great work there, guys. Let me give you guys a little update here. If you guys do have props to send over, go ahead and send them over, and then I'll add them to the you know, to the list. So we pretty much covered our loss from earlier. So I think we're good for the most part. So great work to everyone here. We're now back in profit for the day. So this is what I mean, guys. You know, sometimes you just have to eat the losses, come back with the with some better trades, and then you'll just cover whatever you did last. So we did have a loss for the breakout earlier. It was only 500 pips. This was 1,500 pips. So if you use the proper lot size for, like, you know, both trades, it should have either balanced you out to break even, or it should push you into profit. So there goes that. Anyways, let me see if there's anything else here. So a lot of people here are now sending their profits. Isaac said accidental touch the close button before plan. Otherwise, all wins. So Isaac here, he's in profit 7,100. Right here, he had an accidental loss, but it's okay because he covered all those trades with, you know, a total of 7,100 in profit for the day. So that, you know, all in all, it was still a great move right there, Isaac. I know it'd be nice if you didn't take that accidental loss and you'd be up 8,000 right now. but 7,000 is not something to really complain about. So I'm glad to see that you locked in some nice profit off that. Albert over here, he made 565 off that trade right there, locked in a total of 4,551 this morning. Nice work, Albert. My cousin Jose over here. So Andy logged in a total of 528. He took the, unfortunately, Jose, you took the trade that we took this morning, the breakout. So you did have that loss there, just like I did, right? So this is what I was saying, guys. If you guys use proper lot sizing and you guys know what you're doing properly, you guys can bounce back from like whatever position you guys are in. Jose here had a couple losses, but he did bounce back. So we had a couple losses, wins, straight back into profit. So now he's in profit 528 for the day. So great recovery right there, Jose. Kenneth over here as well. Kenneth had some losses here as well. So he had a couple losses from, I don't know where these other trades are from, but it looks like you had this one right here from the breakout. You lost about, quite a bit of a loss there, but then he made it right back right here with the daily entry. So if you use proper lot sizing, if you did things properly, you'd be in profit right now. So Kenneth was in negative. He took the daily entry right here. He's now in profit 2,515. So great work right there. Kenneth said made some dumb trades last night, but the daily got me back. No, definitely. So congrats to you guys for making a really swift recovery off that trade there. Clyde here as well. Clyde's currently at 1,559 or 1,599. Nice work, Clyde. And we got Sheriff over here. Total of 990 this morning. Great work, Sheriff. Patrick as well over here. Patrick's currently at 469. Nice work, Patrick, off his first account. And then his second account over here, he's in profit a total of 6,374. I'll let this load and I'll come back to it. There we go. So he's in profit 6,374 this morning. Great work, Patrick. He said tough morning. Yeah, so Patrick had a couple bad trades, but then he came right back down here. So definitely great work right there, Patrick. Jay over here as well. Jay's currently in profit about 11,000, it looks like right here. So he has straight wins this morning. I don't know if this is the weekly. It's probably the weekly for you, Jay. But definitely that's still like pretty good profit for the week. For this morning, he locked in about, let's see, about 1,000 or 2,000. So nice work right there, Jay. See, you woke up late. Miles here as well. Miles is currently up 925, close to 1,000 right there. So great work right there as well, Miles. And Vincent too. So Vincent, so this is the key here, guys. Like, if you guys make mistakes, as long as you guys understand that you guys made the mistake, then this should have been, easily coverable. So like Vincent here, he was negative 2,000 for the day. He had one loss off the breakout earlier because he took a bigger lot size, and then he had wins right here. And then he also climbed his way back up. Now he's only negative 293. So he's asking basically, should use a smaller lot because the stop loss is far off, correct? Yep, that is correct. Nice recovery though. Yeah, so this is key, guys. As long as you guys understand when you guys make mistakes and you guys learn from it, that's all that really matters. So the thing is, you'll see a lot of people make mistakes and they never learn from it, right? Vincent here, he made a mistake, but he made his way back up because he understands where he went wrong and how to fix that. So that's always key, guys. Always key. Lamar said finally back to trading, little wins, but so freaking happy. Yeah, so Lamar made his way back to K2 recently as well. He had a couple losses, or no, these aren't losses, these are withdrawals. So all wins here for Lamar. And he's been applying the risky strategy. I know me and Lamar talked about it on Sunday, and he's been killing it. And then this is his personal account as well. So as you can see, he has his withdrawals here, but no losses, just nice profit all throughout the day. Jordy over here, Jordy's currently up 2,181. Nice work, Jordy. Nice profits for the day for you as well. And then we got Owen here as well. So Owen made a total of 2, 3, 4, about 5,000, 5 or 6,000 right here in profit for the day. So definitely great work right there, Owen. All right, so I think that's it for the profits right here so far. If you guys do have more profits, go ahead and send them over, and then I'll add them to to my list of profits. Other than that, let's see if there's any other trades available. Nothing here off the snipe, nothing here off the 3-minute because there's no retracement yet. There was a 1-minute entry right here, but we didn't, obviously we missed it because we were looking at the daily, but that would have been a full TP right there as well off the 1 minute because we had a valid buy signal. It was above the pivots. Clean entry right here, straight to TP, no drawdown. Yeah, it's 7:33 right now, guys. So I don't know if we're gonna have any more entries available. It's getting close to 8. Usually I'm off by 8. So if you guys do have questions, put your questions in the chat and I'll answer them. I do see the YouTube questions right here. So Brave Lion's asking, I hope you don't mind me asking, how many candles do you consider in your strategy as base candles before the breakout candle? Brave, so for the breakout strategy, we want to take it within the first 5 minutes of market open. So like if market opens right here at 6:30, we want to take the breakout between 6:30 and 6:35 because the market opens right here. Generally, the market doesn't fake out like this, like how it did today, but if it goes smoothly, generally we want to take the trade within the first 5 minutes between this area. So I'll show you the breakout that we took yesterday because the one yesterday actually hit TP. It was a smoother move. And we caught it and we got in and out pretty quickly. So let me go over here real quick to 6:30 yesterday. All right. So 6:30. I'm pretty sure we took the breakout yesterday, guys, right? I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure we did. Yeah, so between 6:30 and 6:35. So I remember, I think we did take it. Let me see if this like pushed up right here. Yeah, we did. So I remember taking, because we did make profit off this yesterday. So between this period right here, this is where we take the breakout, right? Between 6:30 and 6:35. If the entry doesn't come between this time period, then we don't take the trade. So basically right here, we were confirming, the strong candle with the signal like we did earlier. And then we took this for a long position right here. We set a TP stop loss to 500 pips both ways. And then we let it run. I think it took, or let's see it. So it took a while. It got close to that point, and then it swung back up right here. And then it hit our TP, I believe. Yeah, right there. So it hit our TP right there. So it pulled back a little bit. This was also not a smooth move, but it did hit our TP. It did have a couple of fake outs, but then it swung back up. And I think we waited for it to swing back up, and that's where we entered it for a discount down here. And then it shot a bit higher, and that's where we pulled out. So we generally wait for the first 5 minutes. If it doesn't happen in those 5 minutes, then we skip the breakout. That's pretty much how that strategy works. So yeah, hopefully that answered your question. Your other question here for Niambe is asking, what website is that with the Wall Street information? It's on CNBC. So if you go to cnbc.com, this is the homepage. You can click on this right here to get the average, or this is going to be the futures data. And if you want to get the data for today, you just go to US and it'll give you the average for today. So the average currently right now is 431 points in the green. Also looking over here, the entire index is completely green as well. And lastly over here, the futures data is currently 400 points in the green as well. So everything here is pretty much bullish. She's still testifying right now regarding Facebook. Let me go back over here to see if there's any entries available. Yeah, nothing right here at all. So let me just scroll up real quick and see what else I missed. I just want to make sure I answer everyone's questions before I log off. It's 7:37 right now, so I'm probably going to log off soon. If you guys do have questions, pop any questions in the chat, guys. I'm here to help you guys out. I want to make sure that you guys are successful with trading, just like everyone else here in the group, right? Like I mentioned, if everyone here is killing it and you're not killing it, there's got to be, you must be doing something wrong. So as long as you guys are learning what I'm explaining here, you guys are understanding my confluences, the strategies and stuff like that, there should be no problem with you doing well. And if you guys sent me messages yesterday, so I didn't get to any messages yesterday, so I have like 100 emails to get through today. If you guys do email me questions and I haven't responded, just give it some time and I'll try to get to you guys by today if possible. If not, tomorrow for sure. So let me see if there's anything else over here real quick. Let me go down the chat, see what else I missed. Okay, let me scroll down. Malik said I went ahead and pulled out phase 1 of FTMO pass. Congrats, Malik. So Malik just passed his FTMO. Congrats, bro. Real good right there. Let me see if there's anything else that I'm missing here. Yeah, and Kip said, yeah, I was just going to say that it's important to note that you didn't revenge trade to make up for your loss. Exactly, guys. Never revenge trade. Just wait for another entry. because majority of the strategies that we apply here have a very high win rate. So as long as you just wait for a proper entry, you should be able to recover from, whatever loss that you suffer at any point. So it should be good right there. Let me scroll down a little bit. See this right here. I'm scrolling down. I just want to make sure that I didn't miss any other questions here. You guys have your side convo there. Christopher said, thank you, Shawn. We appreciate you, bro. No, definitely, Christopher. I'm here to make sure that you guys understand everything. Now that we've had this high-low strategy now, it's not really necessary to do the liquidity zones. I know you really like the liquidity zones because they work so well, but these high lows here that we use also, they're kind of similar to the liquidity zone. Just right now, there's no strong bias one way or the other. So liquidity zones just aren't really coming up as much like the way that we apply them. But these high lows are pretty much, it's the same thing. It's just on a shorter time frame. Yeah, C6 said, I'm super happy the daily is now available to all of us again. Yeah, because before, guys, so if you guys have been with K2 for a while, this used to be the only strategy that we would apply during these sessions. We wait literally all day for this daily strategy, and then we'd make a ton of profit off it. And then I was doing these scalping strategies on my own. I didn't share these with you guys until like later. But now that I've shared them with you guys, we're applying all of them now. So we're applying the scalp strategies and we're applying the daily, which they all kind of work hand in hand, like really, really well, because they kind of complement each other. Like we can trade scalps before the daily appears, and then from there we take a daily and just doubles up our profit. Looking at this over here, so Grab who sent this to me. Oh, Kel. So it looks like your stop loss might have gotten triggered, bro. Like maybe your stop loss should have been a little wider, because the thing is your stop loss is right there. You're anticipating to come up to this point and come down, but it actually broke right through and hit your stop loss. And then maybe it might come down from this point here. So this is why it's okay to have separate views, right? Because the thing is, Kel was looking for a buy. Kel was looking for a sell. We were looking for a buy, and our analysis played out. It could have played out both ways. Like it could have played out, hit our TP, and then came back down. But the thing is, it came up, spiked up, triggered his stop loss, and then now it's probably going to come back down. Who knows? We really don't know. The thing is, the fundamentals are too strong, so I wouldn't even think about taking any sells right now. The fundamentals are just way too strong at this point. But it might drop soon. So like, check this out. CNBC just reported good news. Whenever they do this, the market does a complete opposite. So it says Dow rebounds 400 points, wipes out Monday's losses. But after they report that, this thing's probably going to come crumbling down from now until tomorrow. But we'll see. I mean, who knows? There's no guarantee in identifying these predictions, but I mean, we'll see what happens from here. Usually, whenever CNBC reports something, the opposite happens. So I'm not necessarily. I think I would recommend that you guys be careful if you guys decide to keep trading. Also, keep in mind that there's news coming up a little later as well. Fed member Quarles is going to be speaking at 10. It's 7:42 right now, so you guys still have time to take trades, but I would be careful if you guys do decide to continue trading. All right, so let me see if I'm missing anything else. Bobby said using FTMO with a 50K, just use a 5 lot. I'm not sure what it would be for S&P, because I don't trade S&P, Bobby. So if you're trading with US 30 and you're doing the scalp, so I mean, it depends on what you're applying, Bobby. If you're applying the scalp strategies that we're doing here, then you would want to use a 2.5 lot. 5 lot still way too high. You should be using a 5 lot with a 100K account, not a 5 lot with a 50K. Because the thing is, so here, let me just show you real quick. Because your max loss for the day is, I think it's 2,500, right? If you're using a 5 lot and you multiply it by 500 pips, you're exactly at your max daily loss. So you lose one trade, you're done. Your account's done with. So you should be using a lot less than that. You should be using a 2.5 or smaller, because 2.5 times 500, your risk for that trade is only 1,250. So you can probably lose twice before you reach your max daily loss, but you should probably use something even smaller than that, unless you're using our strategies here that have a high win rate, because we don't expect to lose. Yeah, like Randall said here. Randall said, yeah, just build up, don't go so high. You don't have to like pass your FTMO with like with one trade. You could take it you could take it easy and take a smaller lot size. So all right, guys, I think that's it for now. I don't have any other questions here. So if you guys do have questions, feel free to email me or message me on Telegram. If you guys did message me on Telegram yesterday, I haven't gotten to any of the messages, so I will be getting to you guys today, if not tomorrow. But yeah, I'll catch you guys here tomorrow for the next live session. We also have news tomorrow, so just keep in mind it's still NFP week. I think unemployment data comes out tomorrow on Wednesday. Yeah, so Wednesday, employment change is going to be out. We have Fed member Bostic speaking at 6, and then we have crude oil inventories at 7:30 with another Fed member speaking at 8:30. So we got a lot of news tomorrow, but we're still going to trade. But yeah, so other than that, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. I don't recommend taking this trade right here. If you guys want to take it, take it at your own risk. But like I mentioned, the market is moving kind of funky right now. I think price is going to come down for a bit, so I wouldn't recommend taking any buys anytime soon, unless you get a confirmation that price maybe breaks above this area, then maybe. But until then, I would be careful. So have a great rest of your day, guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on the